Listen, that tremor in your hands when everything closes in. Why is it there? That breath catching like a fist in your throat, that mind screaming in 10 directions. You know this, you've lived it. Pressure doesn't ask permission. It arrives like a wall of weather, and most men become the shadow, flinching from the flash. But the real terror isn't the storm outside. It's the stranger you might meet inside yourself when the walls fall. Machiavelli understood necessity. Pressure is that necessity. It doesn't test you. It unmakes you just to see what's left standing, and most men can't face what's left. So why do your instincts turn traitor? Why does your voice vanish? Why does your body lock, a puppet to a fear you never chose? Because you were crafted to be safe, to be compliant, to obey the very panic that devours you. But let me tell you the truth they buried. There is a creature inside you. Not a rabid beast, something colder, quieter. It feels pressure and its senses sharpen. It sees chaos and its vision clears. It meets danger and its pulse slows. This creature doesn't run from fear. It commands fear. It doesn't react. It calculates. It waits in the stillness you mistake for emptiness, and moves only when the moment bows to its will. You're here because you're tired of breaking. Good. What follows are 8 ruthless principles, a Machiavellian blueprint, to forge that inner creature, to turn panic into precision and tension into your weapon. Remember, monsters aren't born in the calm. They are forged the moment a man decides not to run. First, become a weapon, not a shelter. Look at your history. Every time you made yourself soft to avoid a fight, you were weaponized against yourself. Gentle voices are drowned, harmless men are ignored, and what the world ignores, it eventually consumes. It is better to be feared than loved. Machiavelli wrote, "If you cannot be both." This isn't about cruelty. It's about capacity. Power lies not in safety, but in the capability for decisive force. The man who can cause harm but consciously restrains it. That is the man who is respected. Pressure melts the harmless because they have no core of steel. Your mission is to forge yours. Let your calm be the calm of the blade, not because it isn't sharp, but because it is precisely where it needs to be. Your affirmation, "I am built, not broken." Second, hack your nervous system. Pressure's first invasion is physical. Your heart drums a war rhythm. Your breath shallows. Your vision tunnels. This is your body staging a coup. You must become the commander of your own flesh. Machiavelli knew, he who cannot command himself cannot command anything. Your biology is not your fate. It's your first frontier of control. Breathe deliberately, and you switch your brain from panic to protocol. Still your body, and your mind becomes a quiet chamber of strategy. In chaos, your physiological calm is the ultimate power move. It makes you unpredictable. It makes you terrifying. Your affirmation, "My body is my first territory." Third, execute your emotional impulses. Every reaction under pressure is either a lever or a leash. Anger, panic, greed, they are hijackers. They cloud your vision and hand your power to anyone watching. The creature within does not act on feeling, it analyzes it. Fear is data, anger is intelligence, excitement is a signal, not a command. You must become the cold operator in the control room, watching the emotional alarms flash and deciding, calmly, which buttons to press. When you kill the impulse to immediately react, you gain the power of the pause, and in that pause, entire battles are won. Your affirmation, "I respond, I do not react." Fourth, impose your own rhythm. The world will try to drag you into its frantic tempo. Deadlines scream, conflicts escalate, chaos demands your hurry. Do not comply. The most dangerous force in any room is the man who moves at his own deliberate pace. When others speed up, slow down. When they hesitate, advance. Your tempo is your tactical advantage. It projects control, it creates uncertainty in others, and it gives you the one thing everyone else has lost, the luxury of timing. Your affirmation, I set the clock. Fifth, recode your fear. Fear is not your enemy. It is your most sophisticated intelligence network. The common man sees a warning to flee. The strategic man sees a dashboard lighting up with critical data. Your pounding heart is highlighting the stakes. Your tightened gut is pointing to the vulnerability. Train yourself to interrogate your fear. Ask it, what are you showing me? Where is the leverage? Under pressure, fear sharpens the monster's senses. Let it sharpen yours. Your affirmation, fear is my intelligence. Sixth, let your stillness roar. In a world screaming for a reaction, your non-reaction is a deafening statement. When provoked, most men leak power through a twitch, a stammer, a hurried word. Your composed silence becomes a psychological vacuum, sucking their certainty out of the room. This stillness is not passive. It is active domination. It communicates that you cannot be triggered, that you operate on a level they cannot reach. Your poise is a mirror, forcing them to see their own instability. Your affirmation, my silence is my strategy. Seventh, weaponize the pressure itself. Pressure is a force. You can be its victim, or you can be its conductor. While others crumble under tension, observe. Their cracks are your maps. Their panic is your opening. Let them struggle, overextend, and expose their flaws under the weight. Then, apply precise force to the exact point of fracture. Use the ambient chaos as your camouflage. Turn the very stress meant to paralyze you into the energy that propels your move. The storm that drowns others should simply be the wind at your back. Your affirmation, I bend the tension. Eighth, enslave your fear. The final transformation is not to eradicate fear, but to press it into your service. Fear is a relentless, primal energy. Stop fighting it, harness it, let its adrenaline fuel your focus, not your flight. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the absolute mastery of it. Make fear your foot soldier, your motivator, your sharpest tool. The man whose fear obeys him is a man who can never be controlled. Your affirmation, fear works for me. This is your new calculus. Pressure is no longer your opponent. It is your proving ground, your raw material, your invitation to reveal the creature you truly are. This isn't philosophy. It is operational code. Most men will spend their lives obeying the instinct to shrink. You now have the keys to do the opposite. Now go. The world is waiting to test you. Let it try. Now you understand the truth that is whispered only in the aftermath, in the quiet where broken men count their losses. A monster under pressure is not born, he is forged. Life does not gift this power. It does not hand it to the lucky, the charming, or the loud. It creates it in the white, hot moments when everything you recognize as solid collapses into ash, when fear screams louder than reason, when the world holds its breath waiting for your crack. That is your anvil. What separates the untouchable from the herd is not talent nor luck, but a ruthless, granular command over the mechanics of your own being. Machiavelli's truth, he who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior, is not a proverb. It is a blueprint, and the conquest you have begun is the only one that matters. Each lesson you've absorbed, from becoming a weapon to enslaving your own fear, is not a piece of advice. It is a brick in the fortress of your mind, mortared with discipline and chilled by patience. This is how quiet dominance is built. This is how a calm exterior becomes an unassailable wall. Do not mistake this for theory. This is operational knowledge. Pressure is no longer your enemy. It is your diagnostics tool, your stress test, your most honest critic. Every moment of tension is a live, fire exercise to prove to yourself first that you are architecturally superior to circumstance, that your wiring is different, that where others see a dead end, your vision shifts and reveals the hidden door. Most men live their entire lives on their heels, obeying the flinch, reacting before the thought is finished, surrendering territory they never even knew they owned. You, however, are now studying the art of the unmoved. You are learning that true strength is silent, that precision is terrifying, and that patience is the most lethal weapon of all. You will walk into rooms thick with anxiety and feel it part around you. You will face demands that would shatter others and experience not a spike of panic, but a cool cataloging of options. You will be challenged, provoked, and tested, and with each event, you will emerge not just intact, but compounded, more focused, more formidable, infinitely more dangerous, because you have added another layer to your core. This transformation does not announce itself with fanfare. It begins in the microscopic victories over your own biology and psychology. Every time you feel the surge of adrenaline and choose to take a slow breath instead of a frantic step. Every time an insult lands and you choose to analyze its source rather than roar in response. Every time chaos erupts and you choose to feel your feet on the floor, grounding you while others are swept away. These are not small things. These are the rep-by-rep workouts building the monster's musculature. This is not a skill you practice once. It is a lifestyle of mastery, a constant, conscious sharpening of mind, body, and instinct. It is the sculptor's approach to the self. Each stroke of discipline removes not stone, but weakness. Each moment of restraint reveals a sharper line beneath. Remember, pressure does not crush the prepared. It reveals the unprepared, and you have made the decision to be the one who is revealed not as brittle, but as tensile, not as loud, but as deep, not as reactive, but as absolute. Carry these principles like concealed weapons. Apply them with cold intent. Become a student of triggers. Map the exact moments your old self would flinch. Is it a raised voice, a looming deadline, a look of disapproval? Know your triggers better than you know your own name, and you disarm your opponent before they even know they are holding a weapon. Create rituals, not routines. A routine is something you do. A ritual is something you do with meaning, a physical invocation of your principles. The 5 deliberate breaths you take before a meeting, the 3 seconds of silence you hold before answering a charged question. These are rituals that summon the monster to the forefront. Seek the weight. Do not hide from mild discomfort. Lean into it. Take the difficult conversation. Volunteer for the high-stakes project. Put yourself in arenas that are slightly too big for you. This is not masochism. This is controlled exposure therapy. You are tempering your steel in increasingly hotter fires so that when the true inferno comes, you are already forged. Observe the human zoo. Now that you understand the mechanics of pressure, watch others. See how they crumble, how they bluff, how their eyes dart when cornered. Do this not with arrogance, but with clinical interest. Each person is a living textbook on vulnerability. Their failures are your free lessons. You will have days where the old software boots up, where the tremor returns, where the mind flickers. This is not failure. This is the final resistance of the harmless man being overwritten. Acknowledge it. Then re-engage the protocol. Command the body. Kill the impulse. Impose your tempo. The world is a system designed to apply pressure, to shape you into a predictable, consumable unit. It will try to bend you with urgency, with drama, with manufactured crisis. It will try to provoke you with insult, with injustice, with sheer stupidity. But if you walk through this pressure as you have been taught, if you move as the creature you are forging within, you will achieve a state of being that is revolutionary, unbreakable neutrality. You will not be euphoric in victory nor devastated in loss. You will be poised. You will receive information, good or bad, and process it for utility, not for emotional payload. Outcomes will become feedback, not identity. You will be in the world, but the world's chaos will not be in you. This is the ultimate power, not to control every event, but to control your entire universe, your internal universe, in response to any event. You become the calm in the catastrophic, the signal in the noise, the decision where others see only dilemma. They will call you cold. They will mistake your stillness for emptiness. They will not understand the fierce, disciplined fire that burns in your calm. Let them misunderstand. Their confusion is your advantage. Their need for drama is their cage. Your freedom is in your own hands, built upon the 8 ruthless pillars you now possess. So go, the forge is hot. The anvil is waiting. Let the world provide the pressure. You will provide the unyielding shape. Pressure is not a blunt force. It is a cunning opponent. It doesn't just push, it probes. It finds the fault lines in your persona, the people pleasing, the need for validation, the hidden apology in your posture, and it applies leverage precisely there. Your mission now is to become geometrically sound, to have no weak angles, to present a surface so seamless, so uncompromising, that pressure finds no purchase and shatters against you. Principle 9. Master the economy of attention. Your attention is your most precious currency, yet you spend it like a drunkard on drama that isn't yours, on opinions that don't matter, on digital ghosts and emotional static. You let the world's noise set up shop inside your skull. Machiavelli operated in a court of whispers and daggers. His survival depended on knowing what to watch, and more importantly, what to ignore. The monster under pressure practices a ruthless austerity of focus. He understands that attention directed outward is energy subtracted from inward command. When pressure mounts, the average man's attention fractures. It darts to the angry face, the ticking clock, the memory of past failure, the specter of future shame. This is how you are hijacked. Your new law: attention follows intention, not distraction. You must become the curator of your own awareness. Before entering any high-stakes arena, you declare your intention silently. I am here to observe. I am here to negotiate. I am here to endure. Then you funnel your attention like a laser beam only to the elements that serve that intention. Everything else, the peripheral chatter, the emotional weather of others, the irrelevant details, fades into a blur. You see it, but you do not engage it. You are saving your cognitive capital for the decisive move. This creates a powerful illusion. You seem to have all the time in the world. When attention is not wasted, time expands. A second becomes a strategist's canvas. This is how you achieve the superhuman clarity that leaves others looking frantic and slow. Principle 10. Cultivate strategic amnesia. You carry tombstones, the memory of every embarrassment, every rejection, every time you folded under pressure. You polish these headstones daily, leaving flowers of regret. This is not sentiment, it is self-sabotage. The past is a database, not a destiny. Its only value is tactical intelligence. What worked, what failed. Everything else is psychic weight, slowing your reflexes when you need them lighten. In fast, the monster has a library, not a cemetery. He accesses files coldly. Lesson 147, showing anger conceded leverage. Then he closes the file. He does not relive the heat of the moment. He does not wear the memory like a hair shirt. This is strategic amnesia, the deliberate shedding of emotional residue while retaining the crystalline lesson. Under pressure, your mind will try to drag these ghosts into the moment. It will whisper, "Last time you were here, you failed." You must have a protocol, a mental command. Extract the data, delete the footage. The shame, the flush, the stutter, those are corruptions in the file. Discard them. Keep only the clean, actionable insight. This leaves your mind a clean, well-lit room, ready for the problem at hand, not haunted by the problems of the past. Principle 11. Become a sovereign state. Think of yourself not as a person, but as a nation. You have borders, you have resources, you have laws and a standing army. How have you governed? You've left the gates open, letting invaders others' demands, smugglers' toxic ideas, and insurgents your own doubts run rampant. You've spent your treasury energy on foreign aid people, pleasing while your own infrastructure crumbled. Pressure is the act of a hostile state testing your borders. The harmless man has no borders. He is occupied territory. The monster is a fortress city with closed gates, deep wells, and impregnable walls. Today, you draft your constitution, border control. What do you allow in? Whose opinions have diplomatic immunity? What criticism is turned away at the gate? Your peace is your soil. Defend it. Resource management. Your time, energy, and focus are your national treasury. Every expenditure requires a return on investment. Does this conversation merit my energy? Does this worry deserve my treasury? If not, veto it. Law of the land, your core principles are your supreme law. I do not negotiate with emotional terrorists. I value clarity over comfort. My word is my currency. These are non-negotiable. Internal insurrection weakness. Doubt is put down mercilessly by your internal army discipline. When pressure comes, it is no longer a personal attack. It is a foreign diplomatic incident. You respond not with personal emotion, but with cool statecraft. You assess, you deploy your resources deliberately, you protect your sovereignty at all costs. Principle 12. Engine your environment. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your environment, the physical space, the people, the daily rituals, is either a greenhouse for your monster or a cage for the harmless man. You cannot will yourself into calm amidst chaos if you swim in chaos by choice. The monster is an engineer. He knows that willpower is a finite fuel, so he builds systems that make the right action automatic and the wrong action difficult. Physical space. Is your space cluttered? Chaos begets internal chaos. Order begets internal order. Control your sightlines. Own the geometry of your room. Let it reflect the internal clarity you seek. The human ecosystem. You are the average of the 5 people you allow closest to your mind. Are they strategists or victims? Do they bring resource or drama? You must audit your human ecosystem with zero sentimentality. Some people are liabilities. Demote them. Some are assets. Invest in them. Some are neutral. Keep them at the perimeter. You are not a community center. You are a strategic alliance. Ritual as code. Your morning and evening routines are not self-care. They are the boot sequence for your operating system. They are where you install the daily updates of calm, focus, and resolve. They are non-negotiable code that runs regardless of emotional weather. Under pressure, you will not have time to think. You will default to your training and your environment. If your environment is engineered for excellence, your default will be powerful. The world values the person who speaks. The monster values the power of what is left unsaid. In pressure, words are often exhaust fumes, a waste product of nervous energy. The need to explain, to justify, to fill silence is a leak of power. Every unnecessary word is a stone thrown into still water, creating ripples of misinterpretation and weakness. Machiavellian power is often exercised in the pause, in the raised eyebrow, in the sentence that is deliberately not finished. This is strategic omission. It is the art of communicating more by saying less. Omit your justifications. You do not owe your reasoning to every challenger. No is a complete sentence. Explanations are invitations for debate. Omit your victories. Do not boast. Let your results echo in the silence left by your lack of announcement. Unclaimed power is more intimidating. Omit your pain, your struggles, your doubts, your fatigue. These are tactical vulnerabilities. Reveal them only to your most trusted allies, if at all. To the world, you are a closed system. This creates awe and uncertainty. In a heated negotiation, the next to speak loses. In an argument, the one who stays silent controls the emotional voltage. Your silence is not empty. It is heavy. It is filled with the unspoken consequences you might choose to enact. Let them fear what you might be thinking. Let them drown in the silence they are compelled to fill. Principle 14. Develop a predatory patience. Patience is not waiting. It is a poised state of acute readiness. It is the hawk on the thermal, not idling, but harnessing the physics of the air itself, every sense tuned, waiting for the precise configuration of factors that makes the strike inevitable and effortless. The harmless man's patience is passive, brittle, rooted in fear. It shatters under pressure. The monster's patience is predatory, elastic, rooted in certainty. He knows pressure creates opportunity, but only for the one who can outlast the chaos cycle. He watches the frantic movements of others, the rushed decisions, the emotional concessions, the panicked alliances, and he sees his future openings forming. This is not about inaction. It is about orchestrating the moment of action. You let the situation cook. You let your opponents make the first 3 moves. You study their patterns. You allow the tension to build in them, not in you. And when the crucial misstep is made, when the energy of the room sags after a peak of emotion, when they are mentally spent, that is your window. You move with a clarity and speed that seems supernatural because you have been moving in your mind for an hour. Your action is not a reaction. It is a conclusion you allowed them to arrive at. Principle 15. Integrate the shadow. This is the deepest work. The monster we speak of is not an external entity to build. It is the disowned part of you, your capacity for ruthlessness, for cold judgment, for unflinching action. You have been taught to exile this part, to call it evil, toxic, dark, so you locked it in a basement. But pressure has a way of picking that lock, and the shadow bursts out uncontrolled, as rage, as cruelty, as panic. The master does not exile his shadow. He integrates it. He brings it upstairs, sits it at the table, and learns its language. He understands that this capacity for ruthlessness, when directed by a conscious mind, is not evil. It is operational integrity. It is the part of you that can fire the incompetent, end the toxic relationship, walk away from the bad deal, stare down a threat without blinking. It is your executive function stripped of sentiment. Under pressure, you cannot afford a civil war within. You need all your parts unified under a single command. You must make peace with your own potential for darkness, not to unleash it chaotically, but to have its formidable energy available as a disciplined resource. The integrated shadow is what allows you to be kind without being weak, and strong without being cruel. It is the source of the unshakable certainty that you will do what must be done. Forget what you've been told about morality. It's been soft, used to make you pliant. Here are the morals of the monster, the ethics of the unmoved. These are not suggestions. They are the iron laws of a reality where pressure is constant and only the structured survive. Your peace is your first sovereignty. Everything that disturbs your inner silence without your consent is an act of war. Guard your mind's borders with lethal intent. You do not owe your attention, your anxiety, or your serenity to anyone's crisis, demand, or drama. To betray your own peace for the comfort of others is the deepest self-betrayal. Moral duty begins within. A kingdom at war inside cannot rule anything. Strength is a debt you owe to your potential. You were not given capacity to let it atrophy. To be harmless when you could be formidable, to be soft when you could be resilient, to choose comfort over calibration. This is not humility, it is sinful waste. Your highest moral act is to forge your strength relentlessly. The world does not need another fragile man, it needs one less. Your developed power is your only real currency for good. Clarity over kindness. Blunt truth is the ultimate respect. The kind. Lie, the softened blow, the sugar-coated evasion. These are acts of cowardice that keep others weak and blind. They create dependency, not strength. To see clearly and speak directly, even when it causes temporary discomfort, is the moral high ground. It grants others the dignity of reality, the only foundation upon which they can truly build. Your word is your architecture. What you say you will do builds the world others live in, and more importantly, the world you live in. To break your word is to vandalize your own reality. It tells your subconscious your intentions are fiction. Every kept promise, no matter how small, is a brick in your fortress of self-trust. Every broken one is a crack. In a world of noise, let your silent, consistent action be your only broadcast. Mastery is your service. To be skilled is selfish. To be a master is to offer a gift. Mastery of your craft, your emotions, your mind. This ripples out. It creates stability in chaos. It sets a standard. It shows what is possible. Your calm in the storm isn't just for you. It becomes a lifeline for others drowning in panic. Your decisive action charts a course others can follow. Your disciplined life is a quiet rebellion against the decay of the age. It is your most profound contribution. Love is not a fuzzy feeling. It is a strategic priority. Those who have earned a place inside your walls, the few, the tested, the loyal, are your sacred charge. For them, the monster's capacity for ruthlessness transforms into an unbreakable shield. Your morality is not abstract. It is geospecific. It burns brightest for those nearest your core. For them, you become the danger you mastered. You become the storm that breaks upon their enemies. The final moral, to become, is your only obligation. You have one life, one consciousness, one chance to move from raw material to finished force. The greatest immorality is to die soft, having never met the formidable creature you could have been. Pressure, fear, and pain are not your enemies. They are the universe's curriculum. To refuse to learn, to stay harmless, to choose the numb comfort of the unformed. This is the only true failure. Now go. The world is a moral testing ground, not of pleasantries, but of consequences. Build yourself so formidable that your very presence tilts the scale toward order. Let your life be your argument.